Earl Collins arrived home that evening with a sense of weary relief, eager for the solace of his modest living room. The week had been grueling, filled with the reminder of responsibilities he had tried to outrun. The weight of his past, however, was something he could not flee. As he settled onto his worn couch, the dim light from the single lamp cast shadows that danced along the walls, creating an unsettling atmosphere. All he wanted was to unwind in the quiet embrace of solitude. He flipped open a worn paperback, hoping the story would take him far away from the reality he grappled with daily. But just as he was beginning to lose himself in the words, a chill swept through the room, creeping along his skin like an unwelcome caress. It began with whispers, soft, melodic murmurs that echoed in the back of his mind. Earl clenched his eyes shut, willing them to vanish, but within moments the whispers coalesced into a child's voice, sweet yet tinged with sorrow. He recognized that voice all too well. Earl! His heart raced, and he opened his eyes as the room plunged into darkness. The shadows merged, twisting and contorting until they took form. Standing before him was the ghostly figure of a little girl, no older than 6. Her pale face framed by dark curls. Her dress was tattered, a haunting reminder of the life she had once lived, a life he had stolen. "Why did you leave me, Earl?" she asked, her voice a mere echo of a past long gone. "Evelyn!" he gasped, memories flooding back. He had seen her in countless newspaper clippings, her innocent smile frozen in time. 2 years prior, that smile had vanished, snuffed out in an instant when he had made the fatal choice to drive under the influence. The night flipped from laughter to horror, a tragedy that changed him irrevocably. Though a skilled lawyer had shielded him from justice, the price of that protection had been his soul. "Earl!" Evelyn repeated, her ghostly presence shimmering as if she were flickering like a candle's flame. "You promised you would be sorry." Desperation clawed at him. He rose from the couch, trembling. "I am sorry, I swear, I never meant to—" "You took me from my family?" she interrupted, her eyes pinched in sorrow. "You took everything from me." Earl felt the walls of his home constrict around him, the air thick with guilt. Each word she spoke ignited a festering wound within him. He fought against the memories, the regret that wrapped itself around his throat. Like a noose, tightening with each passing moment, Evelyn's expression shifted, turning from childlike innocence to something darker. The shadows in the room shifted, absorbing her sorrow as bitterness twisted her features. "You can't escape me, Earl. I'm part of you now." As she spoke, flashes of that fateful night invaded his mind. Her laughter, her bright dress dancing in the wind, the horror in her mother's eyes, the crash, the screams. He could still feel the weight of the alcohol coursing through his veins, his laughter becoming a ghost of its own. "Please," he murmured, feeling the weight of her sorrow that's now his to bear. "I never wanted this. I didn't mean to hurt you." Tears streamed down the spectral face of the little girl. "But you did. You have to remember, Earl. You have to live with this." Suddenly, the room grew impossibly cold, and Earl staggered backward, his back hitting the wall. Despair clawed at him, hot and consuming. Shadows lengthened, winding around him like serpents. The air turned thick with despair as the remnants of her life hung over him. Like a dark cloud, "Every night, I will come for you, Earl," she promised, her voice a haunting lullaby of dread. "Until you remember what you've done." As she vanished into the dark, her laughter echoed through the silence. A chilling reminder of his past sins, Earl collapsed onto the couch, the book fluttering to the floor as he buried his face in his hands. Shaken to the core, the evening he had longed for blurred into an endless cycle of remorse and fear. He realized then that this would not be the last time he would encounter her. With each return, she would peel back the layers of his denial, forcing him to reckon with the monster he had become. The man who had taken an innocent life, and there, in the haunting silence, Earl knew that the only escape from the little girl's spirit was to confront the shadow of his own.